Listen, there's a screw right here.
Wow.
Surgery on my left wrist, surgery on my left knee, surgery on my left foot. Yeah, I have literally 3 surgeries all the way down.
Wow.
And it was like almost like every year I had to overcome something. And I realized, yo, Shedah, you dumb resilient, because a lot of people would have quit.
I saw while I was in college, like, a lot of people who play college sports, they just stick to the sport and that's it. Like, they not in extracurricular activities. They not doing too much because, like, they just locked in with the sport.
That's the biggest mistake they could ever make. Life insurance, just like everything else, is a tool. For me, basketball was a tool. Life insurance is a tool. So age helps you with life insurance. Age kills you with car insurance. I'm gonna tell you something, and it's for everybody. When somebody shows you who they are, believe them the first time.
All right, what's good, y'all? We are back again with another episode of the Young and Dumb Show. I'm super excited. I actually haven't recorded since before Thanksgiving, so this is like my first like episode back. So I'm excited, and also like Revolt just like officially dropped that like I was there on their page and everything like that. So like we back, we live, we about to have a great episode, and I want to really talk about my guests, right? Because I found you on Instagram. Well, you found me on Instagram.
We found each other.
Yeah. We found each other on Instagram. And I was looking at your page. I'm like, oh shoot, like this is my future self right here. Like, I really love your content. And I'm gonna try to do your voice. See, let me know if I get it. Right. So I'm sitting down right now with your favorite middle school math teacher, Shedah 3. I think I got it almost.
You did me some justice right there.
All right.
I appreciate that.
But you gotta do it. You gotta do it before.
All right, so it's your favorite middle school math teacher, Shedah 3.
Hey.
Here with Aaliyah, yo. We about to be on the Young and Dumb show, because
right.
I was young and dumb.
All right, so we gonna talk about it, right? So do both. Like
just like you did with your cousin, I put my nephews on as authorized users. My nephew just didn't even know until he went to go get his own card in his car. And he was like, yeah, Auntie said I got a Capital One card. I was like, you don't got no Capital One card? I have a Capital One card. And that card is 10 years old. So when he goes out now, my nephew's biggest credit line is $23,000.
Wow.
He's 23.
Wow.
He started building at 19. When I started my credit journey, we was having classes, both my nephews. I got another one that's 18. Same thing. Same conversation we having. Why? Because if I don't have this conversation with them, they gonna get older and say, "Well, we never talked about it, or I never learned this in school, and this and the third." And to be honest, we gotta start having personal accountability. Where
that's a fact.
I teach what I can in schools, but I can't teach your kids how to be responsible with money. That's a parent's job.
Yeah, and we gotta be intentional.
We gotta be very intentional, and we have to be accountable. We want everybody else to do something for our kids, but it's like, yo, you gotta take that. I had to have that conversation with my nephews, and now one of my other nephews, he actually, not to bring it back to them, but he actually got recruited by Primerica. And he came to me like, yo, Auntie, I'm working for this insurance company. I'm like, word, let's go, bro. What you working for? He said, Primerica. I said, what? And he was like, you got to sit through this sales strategy. And that's when I heard the pitch. I'm like, I mean, I said, do it for the experience, because you got to get that grit in you. Yeah. If you last 6 months doing that, I know you a dog. Like, you a real dog. You got it. Yeah. If you don't, if you crying after a month, all right, you might be a desk boy. You might.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel like we just got to be intentional with what we learn. What we choose to learn, what we choose to pop up on our feed, what we choose to study, what we choose to listen to every day. And I feel like when we change our daily habits, like the information is out there now. Like I feel like it's really easy to get information. Like even me on my way to the school today, I'm like, sometimes I really want to listen to music. Sometimes I really do. I'm keeping it buck. But sometimes I tell myself like, all right, I'm gonna listen to this music. I may feel like, it may lift my spirit, but it's just like it's not pouring into me the information that I need. So I really sat and just listened to an audiobook. And I said, where
my phone at? Like, I'm an Audible junkie.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
What you
reading right now?
So I just finished The Magic of Thinking Big. It's 9 hours.
Yeah, I didn't get to that one yet.
I finished that. I listen to The Secret once a week.
Okay. Yeah.
You should.
Yeah. They also have it on Netflix too, right? Yeah,
the movie. Yeah. But I just listen to the audiobook because it has all the different voice variations. I listen to it once a week. When if I'm having a rough day, I'll listen to The Secret. Once a week, like literally. My friends be like, if they like, yo, you don't sound good. You listen to The Secret today? I said, I'm listening to it right now to change my mood. I've done 25 Biblical Laws of Success. I just finished The Magic of Thinking Big. The book that's on my right now is The One Thing.
The One Thing. What's that about?
Don't ask me what
okay.
the author name is, but it's The One Thing. It's a white cover. I just started it.
Yeah. Right now I'm reading listening to Outwitting the Devil, and I don't really do audiobooks. I like to physically.
That book is wild.
Yeah, it is. It started off well, and it's
the
so
voices.
It started off really, really crazy.
It's crazy.
It's so funny because I sent it to my friends and I had to provide a disclaimer because I already knew if they clicked that link and heard,
like,
they was gonna be like, Aaliyah, what are you sending me?
What are you sending me?
And they never gonna trust me
again. I
again.
listened to that book like 8 months ago.
They was never gonna trust me again. So I said, hey, this is really good, but like it sounds crazy at first. Take a second, look at it.
It do.
You know what I'm saying? But it makes mad sense when you really sit. And I actually grew to like it as I was listening because it's literally a dialogue between like a devil and like a human, and it's saying like things that really go on in society.
Because you know what I'm saying? You gotta think about it too. And I said this to a friend of mine, because sometimes you ever had like an enlightened conversation where you just joking, but it ended up being like a real serious.
Yeah.
Like we were talking about something, and this was 2 years ago, and she was like, "Yeah, you know what? I'm about to get into insurance adjusting," and I was like, "Oh, what's that about?" And she was saying it. She was mad hype, right? And the moment that she finished, she got down. She's like, "Yeah, but I don't know." And I was like, yo, who did you just talk to?
Yeah.
And she was like, what are you talking about? I'm like, bro, you was just hyped and you just said, I don't know. Like, something in your head was like, well, you couldn't do it. I was like, yo, you could do it. Like, you could crush that. What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
And she was like, I don't even know where that was. I said, you know what's crazy? We do that to ourselves all the time.
Yep.
You will get excited about something, and then in a split second, that devil come in your head, and you start doubting everything. That you just boosted, and your endorphins and serotonin, everything is up. Like, imagine when you first hit your first investment idea, and you like, yo, we about to do this, and then you sit down and let that voice start coming.
Yeah.
You start making excuses or reasons why you can't even get up to open the door.
Or even when it's time to start. Like sometimes the idea is so cool, you cool until you in the moment, it's time to do it. Now it's like, oh wait, maybe I can't. Maybe this is not good. Maybe that's not good.
That book.
You know what I'm saying? And like even thinking like there was a part in the book when he said like one of my biggest strategies is to go after the young kids. He was like, when I go after young kids, it creates a cycle because now like they're going to have kids, they're going to teach their kids certain things, and then those kids are going to teach their kids certain things, and then this is why I'm on the way to the school. So it's just like sometimes I like listening to stuff like that because it puts a fire in me when I go speak to them, because now like I'm speaking to them with like a passion
and with clarity.
Like, exactly.
And you're very intentional now because you realize the impact you could have.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like that, man. Like even I had a day, like I told you, I had good days and bad days. More good than bad. But I had a day I blew up on a student. She was bugging, but I blew up. And I've been real intentional about having effective communication. Like, yes, in middle school, do you have to yell? Absolutely. They don't hear you when you talk at a normal volume. I'll be honest. She was 1,000% in the wrong, but I got petty. And I apologized to her in front of the whole class. What adult is apologizing to a child?
Yeah, most adults is like...
They're going to hit, they're going to eat that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But we gotta be honest with ourselves. How we expect our kids to be effective communicators if we're not providing good counsel? And I could tell, like in the beginning, I used to be like, "Yo, shut, be quiet." This and that. I said, "Yell, be quiet." I don't do that no more. The past 3 years, I'm on drum roll, please. My kids do drum roll. Drrr. I go like this. Everybody's quiet. I never have to yell. I don't. Do I have to yell sometimes? Absolutely. But as far as management and stuff like that, I don't. And I realized that when I got calm, they got calm. They mirror your behavior.
Exactly.
So when I'm dealing with them, sometimes they hear me in the back and I have my my beats in, my headphones in. Like, Mr. Rich, what you listening to? Listen to another audiobook? I'm like, yeah, I'm listening to The Secret. And they're like, you always listening to The Secret. I'm like, it's a good book. You should get it. One of my students, she's real, like she wanky like that. She like she was teaching herself Chinese for like a whole year. She was like, I actually like The Secret. I said, you read it? She's like, yeah, I found it on YouTube.
Wow.
Kids are hilarious. But you have to be intentional about how you talk to them because they mirror that. And then the confidence and things that you expose them to. Like you being in the school right now is letting them know like, oh, I can start this young.
Yeah, that's a fact.
A lot of kids think they gotta wait till they're 40.
That's a fact.
I gotta wait till I'm adult, Miss Henriques. I'm like, who told you that? Who lied to you?
Yeah. Like, I had such a fulfilling day today. Like, one of my students, like, the way he lit up from the information that I gave him, he was like, I just can't take no more. My brain hurts. He was like, I just feel like my brain expand. Like, he's like, I feel my brain expanding right now.
That's the whole point.
And then like that really made me feel good. Like that really, really made me feel good. And then like, even while I was teaching, like sometimes like you could be teaching, you're like, I'm about to say something good. This about to hit home. This about to be some good information. Like they was really like feeling it. And like they have to create like their own like presentation. So they each got like their own stock companies.
Okay, keep going.
So they each got their own stock. So I gave them like, they got to pick whatever company they wanted to represent. Right, got one person doing like Victoria's Secret, like one person wanted Meta. They was just so shocked to see like a company like Meta has Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp. They were so shocked to see like Alphabet Inc. That's Google, that's YouTube, that's Android, right? Like just seeing that, they're like, wow, like I never knew that, right? But these are things that they're using every single day. You know what I'm saying?
The consumer side, but they don't know the business side of it.
Exactly. So when they see that, their whole mind shifts. And then like what I love about it is they go home, they tell their parents, they tell their siblings, then they coming back like, yeah, I told my mom, and we getting started, we doing this, and like I started this business. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like you can really have those fulfilling experiences like with kids. Like.
So I would. And this is why a lot of people are like, shit, you got to go to high school. You got to go to high school. I swear it'd be more fulfilling. These kids, they could execute faster.
No, they do it.
They do. And I don't know. I'm in my middle school way right now. I love my little middle schools. They annoying, but it's so fun annoying. Like I could be a big kid with them. And you know what I do a lot? So you teaching them finances. I play Monopoly.
I know they have fun with that.
They don't play board games no more. I don't know. Parents stop doing it.
Yeah.
A lot of my kids don't know how to play. They're like, out of a class of 22, 4 knew how to play.
Wow.
4 has played it before.
Wow.
And for Thanksgiving, day before Thanksgiving, the we had a cultural feast, whatever. My class was Monopoly. I had 12 kids playing Monopoly in groups.
Wow.
I had a banker. I had a mortgage company. I had somebody on my team, and it was like 5 groups of 2. Yeah, 5 groups of 2. And we're going around, and you should see how these kids are with money. Now, first of all, most of it is quick math, right? Quick math. The math skills, not all the way there. All right, go get the calculator. I don't have time. I really don't. Yeah. The next part is understanding that you got to invest. I got kids talking about, when I say the funniest thing, one is teams now. So you got a business partner, right? So they sitting there, one holding the money, one holding their property, and they land on something. He like, we buying that. The other kid like, no, we about to go pick. When I say he was stressed, oh my God, he was so stressed. Half the class was cracking up. They like, your jaded face look crazy.
Not a real game, man.
Bro, he was stressed. He said, we don't got no money for that. Like, he was stressed. And it was so interesting to see because he asked me a couple months ago, last year before school ended, he asked me about how do you know something's a good investment? Because he wanted to open a t-shirt company. I'm like, open it. You're never going to be 12 again.
Yeah.
I said, open it and use your age.
Yeah. That's what I tell them all the time. Like,
your age is your superpower right now.
Superpower. And I give them the sauce.
I wish I knew this at 9. I'm a 9-year-old entrepreneur and I make hats.
What? I'm telling them. On the weekends, go to barbershops, go to hair salons.
Go outside.
And go to these places. The whole hood gonna support you.
They gonna support you because
everybody's
they gonna be like, yo, little man doing his thing. They gonna support you off the love.
And I told them, and I always tell them, give them this pitch right here. Be like, I can be doing anything right now. I could be on the streets, right? Because when you put it like that, then they thinking like, when I was 9, when I was 12, I wasn't doing this. So it's like I really gotta support this young kid. And even if they don't even buy your product or whatever, they promoting you. They doing something.
Like, your little man coming through, make sure I get his.
Yeah, they doing something.
You gotta realize, and I'm talking about selling candy. I'm like, start your own thing because I had one of my mentees. He has a Shopify store. His first 18 months, he did like $325.
Wow.
Right. He's in college. He's 22, 23, mad young. He looks just like one of my students.
Wow.
So I had him hop in on Zoom and talk about it.
Yeah.
That was a class.
Super inspirational to them.
Exactly. And that lesson we were doing, so I like middle school math because it's super relatable. Middle school math is the math you do in business. It is 100% the math you do in business. Like, even down to like slope formula and stuff like that. People don't realize, like, when I'm gonna learn slope? I said, to be honest, the slope formula is when you buy that hoodie, right? You sell your hoodies for how much?
Like 40, 50, yeah.
What's the price?
It depends on what hoodie it is.
This one.
Okay, this would be $40.
$40, right? It's $40 for one hoodie, right? That's your slope.
Yeah.
Every time you go up, it goes up by $40, right? That's your slope. Now, if that's the M, remember the formula is Y equals MX plus B.
Yeah. Oh, wow, I forgot
Right?
about that.
Y equals MX plus B. I'm a teacher. I'm always going to bring it back. Your slope is the price of the hoodie, $40. That's your M. Your X is how many hoodies you sell. So say you sell 4 hoodies, right? 40 times 4, that's your Y, 160. That's the price of the hoodie,
okay.
right? Now you learn this initial formula. This one is technically Y equals KX, but for the slope, I'm going to keep it Y equal MX plus B. Now you got 40 for the hoodie, times X, which is 4, right? Now the plus B, guess what that plus B is? Your delivery fee, your shipping, your taxes. Because it's not included in the price of the hoodie. It's additional.
Yeah, that
now,
is.
when I add that $40 per hoodie, times the 4 hoodies, plus my $5 delivery fee, that's 40 times 4, that's 160 plus 5, that's 165. That's the price. That's why.
That's the price it cost me. Okay.
That's the price it cost me. Now, everybody's like, why I gotta learn slope? That's business.
Yeah, that's a fact.
That's Uber Eats, your delivery fee. That's taxes when you go to the store. That plus B is the additional.
Yeah.
So I tie that all.
Yeah, that make it make sense.
It make sense.
And now they have more of a passion.
And now they understand it. So he's sitting
there,
there, and I make him bring up his spreadsheet. Like, he made $325. I said, you think I'm gonna bring somebody in here that made $325?
This $325.
This is $25,000. They've never met somebody who made that. And he's 23. So they're talking, and now because the crazy thing is the kid that looked just like him is the one that asked me a couple months later, how you start a t-shirt company? I said, I'll just give you his info. Just hit him up.
See, we need more teachers like you.
Because you have to, it's like, what's the point?
Yeah.
What's the point of me teaching you to be a good student if you're not going to be good, like, if you're not going to be able to use this in life? What's the point?
That's a fact. That's a fact.
I don't care if you pass this test. I tell them all the time.
Yeah.
Just don't do worse than you did last year. It's going to make me look bad.
Yeah, I did really bad on my SATs. I didn't do good on my AP regions. None of that. And none of that matters.
It doesn't.
None of that matters. But the slope does.
Slope definitely does.
The slope does. I had a few more credit questions that I definitely want to tap on. Cause I want to make sure my people. All right. So what's some good credit cards for college students?
All right. When I deal with college students, I like no annual fee credit cards.
Yes. Meaning
that you out here chilling, you free. So I would say, especially for people who are getting started. Oh, that's dope. I like your card.
Appreciate you.
For people who getting started, I like Discover because Discover, you can build that relationship and there's no annual fees, cash back. Now, I'm not a big proponent of cash back credit cards, but in your first year, they do match it. So if you're actually using the card, you'll be able to double your cash back. Great. Now you had a good experience with credit. Boom. Right? I like the Amex Everyday credit card.
Okay.
There's one with an annual fee. There's one without one.
Okay.
With these institutions, you want to start with them early, but on the free side.
Yes. So you're developing that relationship.
So you're developing that relationship, right? So Amex every day. And then if you want to do Chase, I'll do the Chase student card. If you're a student right now, use that .edu to your advantage.
Yeah.
Because
that's a fact. Specifically .edu.
.edu. Like, let's be real. You go to Apple, you get a discount for that too. Use the .edu to your advantage.
You get benefits for that.
Just for that .edu. So I would say, like, start low tier and free. And again, especially if you're paying rent right now, I would say go to Bilt, BILT. That's my joint, I ain't gonna lie.
Bilt? Okay, I never heard that.
It's the only... You never heard that card?
No, I never heard
I might
Bilt.
put you on game, right?
I never heard
it's the only black card in my wallet, right? Heard that squeeze tight. All right? So the Bilt card is black. It's nice. Look.
Wow, okay.
All right, black card right there. Right there. All right. So this card is no annual fee. You collect points, right, that you can use to travel.
Okay.
But you also, if you pay your rent right now, so they're paying rent for,
their apartment
or whatever, they're able to actually collect points on their rent.
Wow, and a lot of credit cards don't allow you to do that.
No. Well, you have to pay a fee. With Bilt, you don't have to pay a fee. So now you're saving money and you're collecting points on something that you're going to pay for anyway because you got to have somewhere to live, right? And then on top of that, they actually will report your rent for you for free.
Oh, this is good. This is good.
Super dope credit card.
You just put it on a game.
Super dope. So if you were to start, I would say Bilt.
Okay.
Low annual fee. I would say Discover, Chase, low tier card, Amex every day. That way you getting cash back if you want to. Because all of them you can convert your points to cash if you want to. It's not the best way to do it, but you can. but you also are starting that relationship with that company. And now, I mean, you young and dumb, right?
Yeah.
The Young and Dumb Show, right?
Stop playing. Stop playing. You playing around too much. Like, you want to do something. You want to make the money. You want to you want to build wealth because it look cool, but you're not serious. Because you know what I got, and I got something for you. The Blueprint for Investing, Volume 1, created by me, Aaliyah Duah. It gives you a step-by-step guide on how to get started investing in the stock market. See, if you want to really build wealth, you got to put your money into things that's going to work for you, right? Because the job money cool, but you want to make the money work too, right? So it's going to give you a step-by-step guide, investing tools, the apps to use, everything. And the best part is, I know you don't like to read, so I only made it 28 pages. That's it, right? 28 pages, and you getting yourself some wealth of knowledge. So make sure y'all tune in, get your copy today, and go to financialrevolutionn.com. Let's get it, y'all. Back to the episode.
You now you want to go take that trip?
Yeah.
I've heard of people going on the trip and then calling that company talking about that wasn't them. Bro, you got the pictures on. You got the pictures on your Instagram. Like,
that's beastie.
Come on.
To say that wasn't
Bro,
you is beastie. That's beastie.
They wildin'. Okay, but now that trip is free because you've been using your everyday spend on your credit card, and you can use your points to actually pay for.
So how do points work? Because I always hear it. I haven't gotten any airline cards yet. That's my next move.
No. We'll talk about it before you do that.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, put me on game.
Yeah, I got you.
But like, what is that? Like, how does it work? Because
So-
my mom works for an airline,
Who's work for?
American.
Shut up.
Yeah. So that's why I haven't been.
Yo,
Yeah.
anybody who's in travel, like, what?
Yeah, she's a flight attendant.
What?
So that's why I haven't been pressed to get an airlines card yet. But
You
that
don't
is
need
my.
it. You don't need an airline card.
She told me to get a
You wanna-
credit card that has points that can convert to.
Yes, you don't want an
because I
airline
don't
card.
want to settle for just one airline.
Nah,
Yeah.
you don't. Mommy's telling you right.
Yeah,
So, and I had this conversation at Thanksgiving. Like, Jamaicans love JetBlue, bro.
West Indians.
Yo,
West Indians. What is it about JetBlue?
Bruh,
West Indians.
JetBlue got them in a choke hold, okay? One of my teachers just came back and he said, you know, Henriques, I got 150,000 miles on JetBlue. I said, God!
But what is it? I don't know if they got ads for them or something. Like,
they must have went down there and was helping them with the visas or something. Cause they love my dad, my aunt, they love them some JetBlue, and I'm
Yes.
like, and even my younger cousins, they're like, yeah,
funny.
she like I'm JetBlue.
I think that's a generational thing, though.
Bro, the buck stops here. I'll tell you that much. The buck, because all three of my sisters, we built it out.
Yeah.
Like, we all got this joint. And I'm going to say, right, what it comes with the points, because certain institutions, and I'm going to tell you the five main, Chase, Capital One, Citibank, American Express, and now Bilt, right, they collect points.
Okay.
Their point system is transferable, meaning that I don't have to have a JetBlue card in order to collect JetBlue miles. Because when I get that JetBlue credit card, more than likely, I only get a $1 for I get 1 mile for every dollar I spend. So if I swipe my JetBlue card, I spend $1, I get a mile for everything.
Okay.
We following? Now, I don't want that. I don't want to always go 1 to 1. I want 1 to 2. 1 to 3. Whoa, can't count, right? 1 to 3, 1 to 4. I want a multiplying category with the bank credit cards, Chase, Capital One, Citi, American Express, Bilt, right? They have multiplying categories. So now if I go to the gas station and I use my Amex Personal Gold, I spend $1, I get 4 American Express membership reward points. That adds up over time. If I use that JetBlue card, I spend $1, I get 1 JetBlue point. Right? Now, guess what? American Express points can transfer to JetBlue.
Or Delta.
Or they have about 17 partners, airline partners. So now I don't have to sit there and have 17 airline cards because American Express already has a relationship. That's like knowing the plug.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why would I, if I know your dad makes suits, right? Why would I go to China and go find all these stuff when he's the plug?
Like, he does it. Yeah.
That's what he do.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be able to leverage his relationships. Okay, I need this and that. Well, you know what? I already have those. I already met them. I already have that set up. So why would I go and try to find 18 different when I can just go straight to the plug?
Yeah, that's a fact.
Those 5 banks, they're the plug, and they already built those relationships. So now when you swipe their card, you can transfer those points and those miles, all those points over to those institutions, to those hotels, and to those airlines without happening to actually have their financial product.
So does that make your flight free? So let's say if
It makes your flight less than $12.
Would it ever be free? Can it ever be free, or is it always going to be like some type of fee you pay?
You pay taxes and fees.
Oh, okay.
So domestically, you'll pay about $5.60 each way. Is that free? That's about what, like 20 quarters?
Yeah.
24 quarters?
Yeah.
You could literally pick up a quarter a day, and that's your flight.
Yeah,
right?
which is really
that's
good.
ridiculously cheap, right? Yeah. So if you're paying $12 round trip, I'm pretty sure you outside.
Yeah, and you traveling, going everywhere.
Outside.
Yeah, like one of my mom's friends, he travels for free, takes his whole family, everything, just because he collects points.
So it's not free. It's just very cheap.
Yeah, very cheap. Yeah, very cheap.
Because I went to Jamaica 3 people, right? I was there for 6 days, $450.
Wow.
Including flights and hotel, and I had a room. I had a walkout room. And a room with a butler.
And these are all based off of points.
Yeah.
So how do you know like what you want to use your points for? That's just up to your own.
Yeah, up to your own. What you want to do.
So at what age? Well, not age, but when do you know it's time to start paying for like annual fees? Because most of the time when you get a credit card that has an annual fee, it comes with way more perks and benefits and things like that. So when do you know it's time I've been having these baby credit cards, baby credit cards for a minute. It's time to move up.
So I would say this, right? Because technically this card is a big boy card, but it's no annual fee. It just depends on what you want and if you're going to be able to use all the perks of it. Because some people, again, I had, when I say my coworkers, they jump me all the time. We having a conversation. One of my coworkers, she travels religiously. She came back and I'm looking at her like, yo, you're mad chocolatey. I didn't even notice it until she walked in the room and I'm like, bro, you're OD chocolatey. Did you go somewhere? She's like, I just came back from Aruba. She's out all the time. Anytime we have a break, Shorty is not here. Her flight is after school. Religiously. Every break. She's lit. And she pays for her rooms. And so I'm like, yo, she's like, I got this great deal on this thing. And I'm like, how much was it? And she's like, oh, $3,000. I said, oh, hell no. She's like, what you mean? I said, I'm never paying no $3,000 for no damn suite. She said, oh, it's 6 days. It's this and the third. I'm like, yeah, I'll just plan it out. So she's like, well, she's looking at me doing X, Y, Z, and I'm like, well, I got to do Christmas shopping right now. So I got a certain strategy that I'm gonna use to get this trip taken care of. Because I have a trip coming up. It's gonna cost me about 280,000 points, right? But I have a strategy for it, so it doesn't. I know when it's time to put the points up. I know I'm gonna have way more than I need.
Wait, points expire?
Nah.
Oh, okay.
It's I run my points now. I use them.
Okay.
So I know when I have to build it back up, I'm gonna bring it out. So with her, she's talking to me. And she's like, oh, So I'm like, you know what? You need to get this credit card because she has a JetBlue credit card. I'm like, nah, you need to have this. You need to have this. You need to have that. And they proud of that JetBlue. She 22. They proud of that. They proud of that JetBlue credit card. And I'm like, nah, you have to have this card because now you could actually use some of these points to go this way. But I started talking to her about annual fees. She had a stroke. She almost fell out the chair. I'm like, yo, but this Chase card, I said, you would do good with this Chase card or with this Capital One card. One was $550 for the annual fee. One was $395. But I had to tell her, I'm like, yo, it's $550 for the annual fee, but you get a $300 travel credit. So right now that card goes down to $250. I said, on top of that, this card has cell phone coverage on, you pay, your cell phone with AT&T, T-Mobile. They have cell phone coverage through the credit card.
Oh, so you don't have to pay your cell phone bill?
You don't have to pay your cell phone insurance.
Oh, okay.
You have to pay your cell phone bill.
I'm about to say.
So if you pay your cell phone bill, with that credit card, you don't have to pay cell phone insurance because it comes with cell phone insurance. So if you're paying $30 a month or $20 a month for that, 20 times 12, that's $240.
Yeah.
Now you're down to $10 for this card. And that's just the cash benefits I'm going over off top. I said, now if you rent a car, this car has primary rental coverage. So you don't have to pay for that when you go to the store. You have to worry about your insurance touching it either because it's primary. So God forbid you get to an accident, your card is going to take care of it first. Wow. So that's, again, something else. So that now you in the positive. It has all these other things.
It has the benefits.
It has the benefits to cover it. But she was not hearing me.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, let me show you another card. It's $395. I said, this one also has a $300 travel credit. So now you're technically only paying $95 for this card. And it has almost the same benefits as the previous one. Yeah. And so I had to get her in the mindset of, because she's like, I don't want to pay annual fees. I'm like, well, then you want a trash card because annual fees, they charge, but it comes with a plethora of benefits that you can Because you go to the airport, not saying you buy food and go to the airport. She's like, sometimes. I'm like, yeah, that's the card. Airport food is not, it's not cheap.
Yeah.
You pay $6 for a water bottle.
Yeah. But then you go in that American Express lounge.
You go to Amex Lounge, you go to Sky Clubs Lounge, you go to the Capital One lounges is coming up, the Chase Sapphire lounges is coming up. These cards are paying for you to enjoy this luxury, but you got to be a part of the club.
Yeah. That's my next phase of life. Like that's what I'm working on.
You got my number. Make sure
we gotta lock in.
I can't even sit at, when I say I can't sit at the gate, I be stressed at Gen Pop, man. I be stressed out.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm that type of person that I need to get to the airport when my flight about to leave, cause I just want to go straight on a plane. I don't like to sit, wait, none of that. Like I like to go. That's
because you ain't having that. You gotta enjoy the travel.
I've been to one of the lounges. I've been to like American Airlines lounge. That's about it. But
that one's nice.
Yeah, but I like Delta. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm a Delta baby.
I like Delta. I feel like all the wealthy people fly Delta. That's just my opinion.
Your mom is gonna tell you different.
I tell my mom all the time. I'm like, my American Airlines cool. Stay there because I get the flight benefits. But
to be honest,
all the wealthy people,
American Airlines is the gateway to all the other.
Really?
Yeah.
Really. But I like American too. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
Plug.
I don't really care. I just know what I'm not flying.
Spirit.
In the most humble way. Spirit.
Frontier.
Exactly.
Not doing it.
In the most humble way.
No, it's not humble.
In the most humble way. Like,
listen, I was on live one day and I was talking. I'm from New York, so you know I talk shit. I'm be honest. I'm allowed to cuss on here.
I guess,
but
not,
it's not a cuss, right?
Uh-huh.
It's fecal matter, right? So I'm on there talking, and it was one of my friends from Cali. He's big in travel, and we're just cracking jokes. And he's like, "Shedah, you always cracking on Spirit." I was like, "Bro, it's styrofoam and a leather panel on the thing, and then they staple it to the bottom of the seat." I said, "That's ridiculous."
Yeah, that's beastie.
I had trauma at 16 years old with Spirit, and I never, to this day, me and my dad traumatized. Won't do it.
Wow.
Won't do it. We was coming back from Jamaica. We had 2 flights. My dad had to pay for the luggage to come to America. Then when we switched the flight to go, we had to pay again. This man almost had a stroke in the middle. What? Have to pay again? Yo, when I said this man almost fell out in the middle of the airport, and I was 16. Okay, then we got on that chair and we was sitting like this the whole time. Yeah, I'm like, nah. BC. I'm looking at him the whole time like this, Dad.
Yeah, that's BC.
OD.
Yes.
So never flying Spirit. The next day, yo, I go online. Yo, shade room. Spirit Air, the brake blew out on the thing. And 5 people sent it to me. It was like, yo, Shedah, you was just talking about Spirit. Yeah. I'm like, yo, I did not put that on them. Yeah. But you just never really hear that type of thing.
And that's the thing. I've never been on Spirit, but I always hear the stories.
It's wild.
And I feel like
they charge you for a napkin, bro.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, you there's no food, not a little drink, none of that. Like
they charge you for everything.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I don't know, but I like to travel right now. Like my mom, I'm using the best out of my mom benefits. I have until like 23, so like I try to go everywhere. Like Tokyo, I'm thinking
Japan,
Tokyo,
Airlines,
Italy. I'm thinking everything. Like
as you should, because right now I gotta stack my American Air miles for that.
Yeah, that's it's lit. It's cool. Like,
I ain't gonna lie, mama gotta adopt me, right?
Nah, it's cool. My mom cool. She just might. You hit her up. She be like, I got you. Like my mom mad cool. We gonna start wrapping up. I feel like we talked about a lot. I feel like we went all in. Yeah, we went all in, right? But just like to close, there's a couple of questions I asked, right? So I have a Talk Your Ish segment. Right, so this is a segment where I ask 2 questions. So one question is, what is something that you're really, really passionate about?
Travel. Like teaching people how to have experiences and attract the experiences they want.
What's one of the best places you ever been?
I'm Jamaican.
Oh, okay, so Jamaica.
I love Jamaica. But I like Bahamas. Bermuda was nice. Bermuda was actually very beautiful and calm. If the temperature was warm all the time, I would go there every weekend. Because it's only a 2-hour flight.
Really?
Yeah, it's right there. But the temperature kind of ranges like ours a little bit. It doesn't get as cold, but it doesn't stay hot. Yeah. But my passion is traveling, because what happens is I remember growing up, the memories I had with my mom when I got on my first class flight. And, they came out with the warm towelette and they had the food. Like, I remember that.
Yeah.
And people don't realize that you don't remember the things you buy, but you remember the things that you do with your family.
And the experiences.
But if we keep making excuses like it's expensive, then you don't have them, and then your kid never leaves the block.
Yeah, that's a fact. What's good, y'all? Are y'all having a hard time starting conversations in large rooms? Do you need to find more effective ways to draw attention to yourself without wearing a fancy outfit? I figured out a hack. You need some Financial Revolution merch. Everything is a staple piece that represents black wealth. You are what you wear, so make sure you join the rest of the billionaires and get some FR merch. We have hoodies, sweatsuits, t-shirts, and much more. Make sure you visit www.financialrevolutionn.com and use code podcast for a special 10% off. Again, go to www.financialrevolutionn.com and use code podcast for a special 10% off. Let's get it, y'all. Nah, that's a fact. And I could attest to that. Like, I remember growing up on like Christmas and things like that. Like, my dad would give me gifts, but like some years he just stopped giving me gifts, but he took me like Africa, right? And like that first trip to Africa really changed my whole entire mindset, my whole entire viewpoint of life. Like, seeing that at such a young age, right? One Christmas we spent like 2 weeks in like LA, right? We stayed in like a mansion, right? Like, just being there, seeing that. But I could have stayed in New York, and I could have went back back to school.
And had no exposure to anything.
I could have went back to school with the best sneakers on, things like that. Like, all my friends came back with the best J's. And like, in the moment, I'm gonna be honest, I was like, LA was cool, but dang, like, I wanted the J's. But now, like, I remember those. You know what I'm saying? I was not gonna care. Like, right now, I'm using my sneakers for decoration. Like, that's like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I wouldn't have cared about the sneakers now, but I'll always remember LA. I will always remember Africa. You know what I'm saying?
Forget those moments.
And just the experience to be able to teach my other peers, like, yo, when I went out there, this is what I saw, or this is what happened, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can go on my phone and show pictures and videos of me being somewhere.
And guess what? Like, they not jealous of the shoes.
Exactly.
They envious of your experiences.
Exactly. And it changes your mindset.
Exposure changes your mindset. So that's why I'm super passionate about credit too. Mm-hmm. Credit, which leads to the travel, because I'm like, yo, everything that you're doing right now, if you just tweak how you're doing it, it can pay for the things that you want.
That's a fact.
You don't have to use your hard-earned money to go travel.
That's a fact.
I don't.
That's a fact.
But I know that I spend money now. If I spend it strategically and I have a plan, I'm a sniper with it. I could get what I want out of life. That's a fact. Not at a premium, but at a lower price. Mm-hmm. And you don't have to sit here and never take your kid off the block. There's some kids who've never been on flights. Yeah. And that's why their mindset isn't past the block. And they don't think that they can go past the block because they never even went past the block. They don't know what it is to even leave Brooklyn. Yeah. That's not okay with me. Yeah. I remember my 8th grade class trip. My mom was a nut. I love her, but she was always a nut. And my mom was very like, she was a parent that if she wanted me to have something, every kid around me got that experience because she wanted me to have it. So my mom started an after school program at my middle school, at my elementary school, because she wanted me to have the after school program. So the whole time I was there, I had an after school program. Then the school gym wasn't up to par, and I played basketball. So my mom wanted me to have what? A gym. So what did she do? Raise money, hay rides, orange sales, chocolate, to raise money to build that gym. That school has a gym that's functional right now because my mom wanted me to have a gym. Right? That's the kind of parent my mom was. I tell you, she a nut, crazy. I promise you, my mom's a nut. But like when it came to that, my mom wanted me to go to Florida for my class trip. So guess who went to Florida? Our entire 8th grade class. Yeah. Right after 9/11. Yeah. Nah. Imagine right after 9/11, parents sending their kids on a plane to Florida with 3 chaperones. Yeah. Right. This is 9/11 September. This is in June. May. Wow. And because of that, our whole was 16 of us went down to Florida. My mom had timeshare things. We had 3 separate suites. Wow. We're out at Universal Studios. Half of us got on Slime Time when Little Romeo was popping. Wow. I was on Slime Time because my mom wanted me to have, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like that also changed our experiences because my friends who I'm still cool with, they remember that trip. They all remember that. Like, yo, your mom, she was dead. Like, she was dead. Yeah. They remember that trip. They're like, yo, remember we was on Slime Time? We didn't even know. They grabbed us up. Yeah. And was like, hey, we need kids.
That's crazy. Nah, but seriously, that's a lesson to the parents, too. Like, I feel like a lot of parents operate with this closed mindset, and they don't know how that's impacting their children. Like, and one thing I would say, and your mom didn't do this, so I get to really say this, too. I'm not going to say stop. But don't only take your child to your country. Like, don't only take your child to your country. Yes, that's a form of exposure, But there's other places
Very factual.
than just going to where your native land.
Listen, they trust it, yo.
There's other places. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Do what you can, but like, there's other places. Because at some point, it becomes very similar to just only knowing the block. Because that's something that you're very familiar with. If I go to Jamaica every summer because that's where I'm from and that's where my family is from.
I ain't gonna lie, yo, growing up, that's what the thing was. My sister was like that.
No, but at the end of the day, like, you had other experiences.
Definitely.
You get what I'm saying?
I played ball, so we traveled constantly.
You feel me? And I feel like if it's not one thing, and a lot of times, like, I sit and reflect with my friends a lot of times, and when we think about what made us who we are today, I can attest a lot of who I am to the experience that my parents gave to me when I was younger. Like, my mom may not have had a whole bunch of money, but she made sure we understood that there's 5-star restaurants out there. You can go fine dine. There's wealth out there. There's these experiences. Like, she made sure we had experiences that was more than just what we had. You know what I'm saying? And that opens my mind to, oh, there's more. Even if I can't have it right now, I still know there's more for me to go out there and hustle for and to get. You know what I'm saying? So I think, like, don't let your limited mindset as an adult impact how you raise your kids. Like,
that's a bar.
Like, that's it. That's just to help the future generation out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't let, like, just your limited beliefs, like, impact your children. And like, don't let your fears impact your children. Like,
she preaching?
Like, no, cause
get the girl some water.
No, I'm being serious.
Because
I see it all the time. I see it all the time, and it's so crazy because when I was 16 years old, I told my dad, I looked my dad in my face. I said, "Dad, don't put no limitations on me, all right?" He will tell you verbatim. I looked him in his face and told him that because I remember, like, I had a job, and I was 17. I had a job, and I was coming home late, but I was safe. Like, my friend's parents was dropping me home every night because it was a job with them. And he was like, Aaliyah, like, what's going on? Blah, blah, you come home late. And I'm like, Dad, like, I'm making bread right now. Like, you don't understand. Like, I'm getting to the bag right now. And this is during the pandemic when people wasn't getting money. So I was about to let up no opportunity. And I'm like, Dad, don't put no limitations to what I can do with this. And I promise you, since that conversation, my dad let me rock. Like, he let me rock. And also, like, you gotta know your kid too. Like, if you really have a trustworthy kid and you know that you raise them with discernment and you raise them with, like, a good head on their shoulders, and they haven't done anything, like, kids gonna be kids, but you know what I'm saying, haven't done anything crazy. If I'm not putting myself in jail or near death, like, let me rock. Let me experience life.
Let me make my mistakes.
Let me live a little.
There's a I hate when I forget the full scope of it, and I don't want to draw it out, but there's a book that talks about the 4 levels of parenting. The first level is training. So from, like, 0 to 5, it's like training. Then after that is at some point you get to coaching. But from, like, 0 to, like, 13, it's literally, like, discipline, like, what to do. Then train you on what to do. Then I coach you, and then I mentor you. Like, I observe, and I give you guidance. Because after a while, it's you can't, they say you can't train it, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. After a while, like, you should have instilled that in early. Yeah. So when like, all right, I train my child to be good. Like, my dad, me and my dad beef all the time. Love him. We beef all the time because my dad is very safe, but he's the riskiest person I know. He wants you to be safe, but he's the riskiest person I know. So I'm like, yo, you're so hypocritical. You make no sense. I'm like, Dad, you came from Jamaica with nothing. You worked at a newsstand and then went to architectural school at night. Like, you didn't get sleep for years. Like, 8 hours to you is a blessing. Like, you did all of these things, and then you tell me, I want you to get a city job. How you make sense, sir? Yeah. You went and you took mad risk. You went and got your first property when you had nothing. You were sleeping, and you told me you were sleeping in your friend's house, and you owned a house that you couldn't even live in because you needed the tenants to pay. Like, you told me these things, and then you're telling me, and then you made yourself, you're comfortable. The stuff my dad does, I'm like, yo, you have to be comfortable to do the shenanigans you do. Love you, but you're crazy sometimes, right? And then you tell me to be safe. I'm like, nah, bro. You gave me the blueprint.
Yeah, you put this in me.
You put this in me. And then you're mad with me because I'm like, I want more. No, you came from Jamaica you didn't come with, you came up here with nothing. You started from scratch. He showed me the newspaper stand that he worked at. Then he built himself up by networking and talking, and people like my dad. My dad kind of funny. He got his little jokes. People like my dad. And he was able to build relationships. My dad has he was one of the designers on 2 of the science buildings in St. John's.
Wow.
Right? But you telling me to play? Yo, come on, bro.
I can't do that.
I can't do that. I can't do that. I'm you.
Yeah, I wasn't trained to do that.
I wasn't trained to do that.
Yeah.
You showed me my entire life. Work hard and take risks, because you don't work for a company. My dad has worked for himself his entire life. Wow. So you sitting here telling me to play it safe. I'm watching you. Yeah. I was like, he the biggest hypocrite I know. It's lovely hypocritical, but he's the biggest risk taker. Yeah. And when you're a parent, they're going to follow what you do, but you also have to realize you can't put that limitation on them. Because I low-key said something similar to my dad. I was like, I said, your fears, you're putting, I don't play it safe. You ain't play it safe either. Don't put your fears on me. Yeah. And that's something that, as parents, if you don't feel like you could personally do it, that don't mean your kid can't.
Exactly. And I think that's the best part about having kids, or like just being a kid, because like even with my dad, like I see this dream and like entrepreneurship at the end of the day. And then my mom's also an entrepreneur too, besides like what she does with the airlines. And it's just like, I took the best of both worlds and like turned it into what I want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Because that's the point.
And it's like I'm not starting from zero, because I see it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I may not have all the resources, but like I'm gonna make my parents proud regardless, because I'm taking both worlds and mashing it and turning it into something. You know what I'm saying?
And you started.
Exactly. So it's just like, I'm y'all. Don't be mad. Don't be mad I'm here.
Like
don't be mad I'm here and you're still like
my mom got over it.
Like I'm y'all. Like I'm here. I'm grinding. You get what I'm saying? So it's just like, you know, but I think like again, like I always shout out my parents. Like I feel like I'm blessed. Like I have parents who like really, really support me, and a lot of people don't have that. Like
very fast. A lot of parents because again, they don't think they could do it, so they feel like you can't. My mom finally, there was 2 times in my life that my mom realized that her mindset had to open up. The first time she see me play basketball, my mom turned into a basketball fan. My mom ain't know what a hoop was. First time she watched me play basketball, this lady watches basketball all the time now. First time she watched me play, and she said, "That's my daughter." What? You see her jump? You see her? Like, the fire was in her eyes from that moment. Because my dad used to take me. My dad took me to sports. My dad had me in everything. I played everything. Squash. I played golf, tennis, karate. I did everything. Softball, everything. My mom was academic, so she all about the books. And my dad like, no, she got practice. My mom like, she ain't finished her homework. She ain't going nowhere. I'm like, Mommy, please, no, please. And my dad goes, Angela, just come to the game now. Yo, my mom comes to the game. She see, you see that move? My mom goes nuts. And this was a game where I was playing in like this league, and I was I don't know if you follow politics, but you know Chuck Schumer?
Chuck Schumer, yeah.
I played in the same league as his daughter.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So this is like, this is 20-something plus years ago. And so my mom is excited. And she's like, hey, we got this. My mom is losing it. So now she's like, she didn't have a game. She got this schedule on the wall. She's lit. Like now she's all in, because she realizes she sees it differently. She had to see it, She had to see it. And sometimes people have to witness. Yep. They have to see you in action to really see like, oh shoot. Because when people know you, they only know you from where they know you from, or how they saw you when they first met you.
That's a fact.
So my mom had to see me in a different light. That was the first time she changed. The next time was when she came to an event, I was speaking.
She saw you the whole different light.
My mom be like, oh, my daughter do credit. Follow on She Tree. My mom be wildin'. She be wildin' now. She the tree. She be, and then she remembers, Rasheda 3. I'm like, Ma, it's just Shedah. It's just Shedah. My mom is out there. I have thrown 2 events in Brooklyn. My mom is at every event at the door giving away stuff. Like, because now she's like, she's like, I didn't see it before. When you was downstairs studying and I kept coming out and bothering you, I didn't know what you were doing. But now I see why you was like, let me see your credit. I'm pulling her, I'm doing all of this. Now she sees what the result to that was. And sometimes they just have to see you in a different light.
That's a fact.
And then their belief system changed, because remember, your belief system and your vision is for you. Yeah. When somebody comes around to your vision, then they could see what you see eventually. But initially, they
don't see it.
They don't see it until they see it.
Yeah, that's a fact.
And that was for my mom. Yeah. My dad hasn't fully come around yet. He's still like, why you on your phone? This, that, goes to the camera. He still on me. He ain't fully see it yet. He not a believer yet. But half my family,
They see it.
They become I'm coming up in conversations like, yo, I seen this girl online, Shedah 3, and they bring it up and they like, yo, that's my cousin. Like, that's serious. And it's happening more frequently.
Dope.
And I'm
that's
like,
dope.
yeah.
That's dope. That's fire. That's fire. Yes. All right, so move on to the next question, right? Well, it's not even a question. It's called your talk your ish moment, right? So you get the moment to talk your ish. It could be to anybody who doubts you. It could just be to your future self. It could be to like just how you feeling in the moment, like.
All right, which camera is that? Which camera is that?
This your camera.
This
right
one.
here.
All right.
Talk your ish.
All right, yo. So I don't have haters because God takes care of those people. So I'm gonna talk to Shedah because it's always a you versus you battle,
That's
right?
a fact.
So Shedah 3, I'm gonna tell you this right now, yo. Anytime you have a doubting moment, just remember you are what you attract, and if you are a winner, you attract winning. All right? It's a culture. That's what you create, and anything you do, you great at it. You get what I'm saying? You heard me? You heard me? You a beast. You a beast.
That's like a talk in the mirror right there.
That's it, Shedah. You a beast.
That's a talk in the
and
mirror.
For anybody else, talk to yourself because you a beast. I'm a dog.
Yes, that's
all
a
right?
talk in
and
the
you
mirror.
Discipline every single day. Let's go.